Hello, my precious pensive Pisces. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi. Thank you so much for being here. So, when I tapped into your energy during the cleansing ceremony, this is what came out. We had the supporter Bebe search come out. So I feel like you are looking online for some sort of support in order to do something. What I was feeling is that you're trying not to have your mind be in a constant whirlwind. Like you're trying not to think of chaotic things, but you're wondering, you know, it feels like you're trying to make sure that you have a light heart and that you're not weighed down by sort of the evils of the world or even your own past. And you're not sure how to get rid of some negative emotions that you still have without actually mentally processing them, is what it felt like. All right, but let's take a look at what's in your current energy. And then, of course, we'll take a look into what's your manifestation goal for this month. And then we'll look how to take your current energy and transmute it into your goal. So we have the Eight of Wands here. So the Eight of Wands is talking about a repetitive type energy that is warlike. Like these are literally all a bunch of war spirits coming back from the past. So it feels like you're probably tapped into the collective warrior and understanding that these energies are, you know, coming back up. We have the Fool and the Nine of Wands. So you understand that this energy is very foolish. It is a sort of an inner child wound of sort of wanting to run to, this is my card of like running to daddy sort of thing. And I feel like it's kind of these options. It's like, okay, are you gonna, you know, be the fool in this situation, take the leap of faith and go on some sort of journey? Or is it going to regress to this inner child sort of, daddy, solve it for me? Let's see what's the light energy. Okay. We have Shroomish using Worry Seed in reverse. Again, I feel like you're trying to get all worry out of your heart, no matter which way it goes. It feels like you understand in terms of the collective, you don't necessarily get to choose. But kind of, Pisces, because you kind of connect everybody in the, you know, in all of existence. So it feels like, again, you're trying to keep this worry out of your heart chakra with Shroomish. You might be working with Mushroom Spirit at this time. It says, I wonder if I would look a little cuter with a beautiful flower. So some of you might be wondering things related to your looks at this moment. Let's see what's the shadow. We have Woobet using Heart Stamp. Yeah, you're really trying to do everything out of love. Like super duper everything out of love. With Heart Stamp, it feels like you know that no matter what, psychically you want to sort of put the energy of love out. And that's why you're not really trying to worry about it. Again, you're trying to do mundane stuff. It's like, oh, should I change my style? Should I do this? You know, all the while tapping into kind of the deepest energy of the collective, which is this cycle of war that of anybody, Pisces, you remember the most because you are tapped into these sort of other dimensions. You can feel when the warrior spirit arises, you know, on the collective. It says, suction from its nostrils enable it to stick to cave walls during sleep. Wow, did you hear that? That sounded like a cannon fodder. Whew. Wow. I'm not sure what that was. Well, yeah, the war spirit, right? It definitely sounded like some sort of weapon. To sleep. It leaves a heart-shaped mark behind. Yeah, again, so I feel like you're really trying to make sure that no matter what it is that you leave behind, it is done with love. That even when you leave this world, that you don't want to have any worry in your heart. I saw the Judgment card in this deck, which is the Egyptian mythology of when you die, your heart is weighed against a feather. And if it's heavier than a feather, then you can't ascend, right? Because you can't have a heavy, worrisome heart. And I feel like that's kind of like always a goal for you, Pisces. But particularly right now, you're like, yeah, I need to make sure that's happening. All right, with the goal, we have the Sun in reverse. Interesting. So I feel like your goal is not to avoid it. You know, you're not saying like, oh, everything has to be like love and light necessarily, but Tower in reverse, but it doesn't have to be complete destruction either. You know, I feel like you're like, you know, we're not at the point of full ascension. This literally is the Grateful Dead, which talks about spiritual ascension. So it's not that, you know, all souls are going to ascend in this nature, but it's also not going down this crazy dystopian mess. With the King of Wands, it feels like you are trying to be a conscious creator of your reality. You know, King represents more of the divine masculine energy when it comes to Wands, which of course is our magic, right? Our Kundalini, our creative potential, our lust, our passion, all those fiery things of how it's being utilized. Particularly in this deck, the King of Wands, you know, is very in tune with nature, as you can see. And also he is a hunter, so he pursues what it is that he wants. Right? If he can't manifest it, he will go after where it is already manifested. So I feel like there definitely is this very focused type energy that you want to have here, whether that's your own energy or whether you are trying to manifest a masculine energy that is like that. Let's see, what's the light energy here? We have Trainer De-Evolution Spray. Yeah, so honestly, it feels like your goal is like, hey, we can't spiritually ascend at this moment. Instead, we kind of have to actually de-evolve and connect more to nature before we can evolve to these higher level things, right? So for example, the integration of a bunch of new technology and stuff like that, right? There's no way that we would be able to ascend as a species and still be connected with nature, right? It would completely destroy the planet. So I feel like that's kind of what you're doing, is like you're looking for someone that is, you know, trying to help us ground us to the natural way of things, is what it feels like. What's the shadow here? It could also be that, you know, you are trying to help this ascension process by basically making people aware of what is causing their de-evolution, right? This could be like pesticides, GMOs. Like I just did a post recently on the toxic load, how to, you know, reduce your toxic load. Just think about all of the, you know, non-natural toxins from, you know, your toothpaste, your hand soap, the fragrance in your air freshener, you know, the ingredients in your shampoo, your perfumes, you know, the whatever you use to clean the dashboard in your car, you know, all of these things, the stuff in your food and your water, right? It's so much, and it does definitely stop our ascension. So I feel like that is also part of it. Oh yeah, water. So it feels like one particular thing that you might be tuning into especially is the quality of water and how that is part of our ascension journey. With Shuckle using wrap, I feel like kind of how our heart chakras are wrapped around the quality of water that we have here on the planet. Interesting, Pisces. It says it stores berries inside its shell. To avoid attacks, it hides beneath rocks and remains completely still. Yeah, so I do feel like, again, it's talking about hiding berries or whatever. So I feel like one of your goals is to attach to nature and, you know, avoid, but it's talking about avoiding being attacked. So like avoid the war that is coming or whatever and connect more to nature. Beautiful, beautiful goal here. Let's bring some, okay, well that came out quickly. We have ceremony invocation in reverse. Yeah, you don't have to wait for any specific ceremony in order for this to start. You know, there's no initiation involved other than you just doing it. I also feel that you're understanding the power of ceremony and how various people's ceremonies, you know, cause massive timeline shifts. We have music, harmony, rainbow blessings, lake stillness, and new promise. Yeah, so I'm feeling this promise of new love with this new moon. There is going to be a new beginning. It is going to be with love, even though maybe the only evidence of that is psychic energy right now that you're picking up on, is like you can feel like, you know, new love and new beginnings in a positive way, a promise of the masculine and feminine working together in harmony. You're tuned into it, right? There is going to be harmony. We are going to have blessings. You know, it's like the promise of a new beginning, which reminds me of like in the Bible story after the flood, you know, after the stillness, right? There was a rainbow, which was like Yahweh's way of being like, hey, I'm never going to kill humanity via flood again, sort of thing. I feel like that's basically what is going to happen. There is going to be a need to be very silent and sort of listen to what's going on, but there is going to be blessings and harmony in the future. And I do feel like you're a very important part of that process, Pisces. Wow, that was a lot of P's, I feel like. Let's see here. Let's anchor this with some light to head into the extended. So just letting you know that if you have an Eagle or Phoenix plan, you can access the extendeds. It will also give you access to my musings page, which I write about astrological transits. And you can also access all of the extendeds for this month and all previous months. So let's see. We have don't dim to fit in reverse. Yeah. So it might be that you are dimming to fit in some way. We do see the sun in reverse, which is part of your, you know, your goals. Like, it's not like you're doing it to be front and center. You're not trying to do it for the fame. I feel like you have better intentions, but I'm also getting like, hey, you can also shine brighter. You know, even your goal, you can really exceed your own expectations, do all this and be, you know, the star sort of thing. Because how are you dimming your light to fit in? Don't dim that light. We need it now more than ever, Pisces. It is very important. Thank you for all that you represent, and this energy is very advanced. Every time I do a reading for you guys, it's very just sort of up there. So I really appreciate that. Let's head into the extended. The link is in the description box below. If we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I'm sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.